Here is a request for a K-pop singer from the group Newest, JR. Well, this guy should be in promotions. This guy should also be writing music. This guy should be in other stages of show business, management, stuff like that, because he's got a lot going for him. He's a good thinker. He's very, very bright in so many ways. Lots of ideas. His headline is very, very strong. Goes all the way across here. His heartline is good too, so he loves what he does. I think he's could be a little kinky, he likes sex a lot, and is interested in that. It just shows that his finger here, the little finger of Mercury, is the intellect stuff. It guides him. It gives this inspiration and just brings out all the better side of him. He also has a finger of Jupiter, which is his karma, which is his purpose. He likes to be seen. He likes to show off. He likes to be the #1 guy wherever he goes. But his thumb tells me that that's not always going to break him into superstardom, but he will manage all right in business if he allows himself to run businesses in show business. Here is a request from Mayuri for a K-pop singer from the group Newest, Aaron. Aaron has a challenging hand. Aaron has like a dual personality. It is very important that Aaron stays honest in all his dealings in every aspect of his being, because he could cheat himself in many, many ways by thinking, well, if I do it this way, or if I do it that way, if I tell a lie or something. But because there's two people, one aspect is going to straighten out the other, so it's up to him to decide who and how he wants to be. He has a good thumb, the logic is good. He's not an old soul, he's probably 4 or 5 lifetimes, and this one is very mental and very strict. This lifetime is stricter on himself, probably more than anybody else around him. But he likes his freedom. Finger of Jupiter is good, finger of Saturn is good, finger of Apollo is good, and the finger of Mercury, which is slightly, that's why I suggest about there's a knot here. And whenever there's a knot in a hand or in a finger, it's a challenge to be different, a little bit different, to put you on a different track. Line of heart is pretty good, line of head is very good. The actual hand itself is pretty powerful, it is strong, it's very little complications. I can't see, there's a lot of lines that are crisscrossing, which could be worry lines or stress lines, or trying to find self lines, but I think he's going to take care of himself. I think he's going to be astute in business activities. He could well become a manager lately, or a producer or a director, but he's got talents, and it's all in the back of his head, but he has to watch his sole purpose, his reason. No alcohol, no drugs, nothing to mess up his real being. Here is a request for K-pop lead singer from the group Newest, Ho. Well, it's a strong hand. It's a real man's hand. There's a lot of masculine stuff in there. There's a lot of feminine stuff in there, which means you can see both sides of the way people think, men and women. You probably get along with both sexes very, very well. It's got this headline now that comes way across his hand, but it keeps breaking up, so he doesn't quite know whether he's coming or going in so many different ways. But there's an ego here, and there's a family thing here, and he just really, really wants to be the best he can possibly be. Very long fingers. He has to be very careful that he doesn't screw up by getting carried away with himself, thinking it's too important, because there is a nervous disposition here. So I think he's going to be finding himself, and once he really does find himself, he's going to take off like a rocket and probably become an independent artist. Here is a request for K-pop singer-dancer from the group Newest, Mignon. Well, here's a man with the hands of a man. He's got very, very powerful hands. The fingers are strong, the hands are strong. He has a little finger of a person who, when I say a man's of a man, there's a man, he has an image. And the little finger of Mercury linked to the thumb of the logic sets this image of what a man likes to do and what a man's going to be and he's going to do it. He does show signs of talent coming down his lifeline here, and it goes all the way down, and that's a strong sign that he will be successful. But he's not. He's going to need more energy to do what he really, really wants to do. He has knots in his fingers, on the joints of the fingers, and anything with knotty, jointy fingers shows that there are challenges to the actual person in finding out what he's made of and what he's going to do. It shows 2 marriages or 2 children in a relationship with him, and he also shows that he should sit in the sun to give him power, to get energy and all that from time to time. When he feels weak, when he feels low in energy, a burst of sunshine will work fabulous for him. Good hands, good fingers, but it's powerful. It's a man's hand. Here is a request for a K-pop singer from the group EST, Ren. Well, he has a very sexy hand. And you might say, what is a sexy hand? Well, it's heart-shaped, and the fingers are long, and it's interested in all sorts of things, but he will be stimulated by sex in his thinking and being and doing. So the first finger of Jupiter is detached all the way over here, and it's telling me, I'm here for myself, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and this is what I want. So whatever his interest really, really is. But he could have a psychic touch to him too. There's a lot of energy that goes through this guy that has to be used up, has to be made into action and potential. There's Saturn is strong. It's got this mounted on Saturn, which means it's here on a purpose. It's here to learn. Now everybody may be here to learn in this lifetime, but there are people like that have a true purpose of using their energy for certain things, and it makes them feel alive, and it gives them a purpose, and it does all sorts of different things. So it may be confusing for him, but it's going to come out eventually. But he's got a good line of heart. His headline takes a nose dip again in the 40s. He's going to be going into different things, different places, different people in his 40s. And there's a sign coming out of here that there's success in whatever he does, because he has, he's sensitive and he's touchy. He could have an anger problem coming out of the amount of Venus here, because that's power, that's energy, that can be used for sex, it can be used for anger, that can be used for hostility, it can be used for hard work, it can be used for all sorts of different things. His thumb is low set, which means he's an old soul. He's been around many, many lifetimes, and he's back again to see what is here to learn and what to do. So he's going to be all right. He knows who he is, where he's coming from, and I see success from him, whatever he wants to delve into.